Okay? We're talking on the major scale. From the major scale of C, remind you, we're in the key of C. Okay? So we're like C1, D2, E3, F4, G5, A6, okay? And so on and so forth, okay? That is the number system. Now, what I'm going to teach you, you remember my other DVDs, I kept saying left hand, right hand, and no one knew what I was talking about or why I did that. I get a lot of emails now, people understand why I did that. The reason why I do that is because my concept says this: if you can hear the bass note, then there are usually only 3 or 4 combinations of right hand chords that is going to go along with that bass note, okay? So, and we're going to get into this later. So, for example, you're listening to a song and you're trying to figure out the song and you hear the bass. When I say bass note, it's usually the lowest note. So you hear the bass player, right? And the bass player plays a D. You finally recognize that. You're like, what is the bass player playing? And he plays a D. What I'm saying is that in the particular genre of contemporary worship, basic, classical, major sounding songs, if the bass player plays a D, then there's only a handful of chords that's going to go along with that D, and it's usually the F in the right hand. Okay? Now I'm going to show you all this layer. I'm going to get into this. The other thing I wanted to show you are a few sweet spots. They're called flatted. Okay? So we got the C major, right? C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now there's a couple of sweet spots in the scale that you will hear as we go forward. One of those is the flatted. And one of those flatted is the flatted 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, what we said, remember, we go back a half step. Mind you, these are whole steps. These are half steps. So the flatted 7 is something we're going to use a little later too. So we have, what I'm saying is we have the C scale, right? C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. But sometimes the bass player will play a bass note that's not in the key of C. Doesn't mean you're not in C, it just means it has a different feel to it. So we're going to go forward in that, okay? Now, the way I communicate is through the bass note. And when I call out the bass note, you're going to say, what's the bass note? The bass note in a song is usually the lowest note in the song, okay? Now what I'm going to start to do, I'm going to break down every single possibility note of the scale and how you will use it, then we'll put it together later. Now I'm going to reiterate everything over and over, and you're going to hear me repeat the same things over and over and over. So don't get frustrated. It's for a purpose, so you get it and you get it. Now mind you, I know this is for beginners, so you're going to need this. Okay? Recap before we go to the next lesson. C scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. The number system, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 1. That's in every scale. Say we go to C sharp, okay? And we go the C sharp major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 1. Okay? That's for every single scale. We're just going to do C because we know you're more familiar with C. So, I know that was a lot right then. We're going to break everything down, and I'm just going to go step by step. And we're going to go to the first lesson, and we're going to start with that 1. And I'm going to teach you about every single one of the number system and the notes and how it works. So let's go forward in the next lesson, and we're going to teach you how to play by ear.